You decided to start your journey as a travel nurse, road to financial freedom, to peace, to all things groovy and great. Well, before you start, please, there are a couple things that you should know about. Let's get into it. Hey guys, it's your girl Chi, travel nurse, nurse practitioner student, and body competitor. In this video, we're going to talk about things you should know before you start as a travel nurse. So the first thing that you need to do before you start on your journey is to make sure that you have a good recruiter. Okay, I have some of my favorite recruiters. Mainly now it's just one or two, but these recruiters, I tell them exactly what I want and they hit the nail on the head every single time. So get your recruiter that is good, that listens to where you need to be, like how much money you want to make, and they're honest with you, so you don't spend your time just looking for assignments. And there's a lot of scammers out there.
Me scammed? That's impossible.
Because it's 2023 and we went through that pandemic, so a lot of random agencies came about. So be sure to look up the agency online. You have Facebook, you have Blue Pipe, I believe, and other places where you can look up agencies and know whether they're fraudulent or they're the real deal. So this one will probably get me, kicked out of the club, but travel nursing is no longer about knowing your worth.
What?
Because yes, as nurses, we do a lot. We save lives, yeah, and we deserve to be paid like a bazillion bucks, but in reality, that's not how it works. Travel nurse works in a supply and demand. If there's not that much demand, you're not gonna get paid that much. And yes, you can negotiate, don't get me wrong. You can negotiate for a higher contract, but if you expect in this economy, in the area of, let's say, Texas, to be getting paid $4K for 36 hours in today's economy.
That's stupid, guys. Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
You're delusional, okay? Yeah. I'm just being honest, because you have to look at it. Is it an assignment in where there's no nurses? Is it a place where there's like snow and there's no availability of nurses? Like, is it a high profile place like New York, California? There's a lot of things that you have to factor to how much nurses are being contracted for. So think about that. So before you sign that contract, it's super important that you understand money, as in what is my taxable, what is my non-taxable, because that will keep you from getting gypped. A lot of times when we see a weekly gross amount, we're thinking, oh my gosh, that's so much money. But if you don't think about the gross and how much you file, like if you're single and you have no kids, that's a lot of money that's going to be taken out of your taxable. So you want to make sure that the majority of your money is non-taxed. A huge thing, super important, you need to know why you're traveling. Like, are you traveling for the money, for the sights? Are you traveling to be around family more? Like, what is your reason? Because I think nowadays people are like, oh, travel nursing is not worth it. Travel nursing for me, I feel like it will always be worth it, because I don't want to go staff. I like unlimited PTO or RTO. Like, there's just so many perks to being a travel nurse that I feel like it's worth it for me. So you need to know what it is that you're traveling or what your reasons are for being a travel nurse, which will, make it clear whether this is a long-term, thing or a short-term thing. Another thing that you should know is to always keep all your onboarding documents in a file and ready to go. So that means all your medical records, your BLS, your ACLS, your nursing license, all of that on a file. I used to keep it in like my iCloud or keep it on an external hard drive, so that way if I find a recruiter who is like, hey, I got this job, I want to submit you, we just need all this onboarding documents, boom, ready to go. And it saved me a lot of time operating that way and being quick and efficient. So I suggest having some sort of online drive to keep all your documents intact. Super important is to make sure you look at the complete picture. Okay, don't just look at it, oh, I'm getting paid X amount of money a week. You need to look at, does this amount of money that I'm getting paid, is it gonna cover me duplicating costs? Is it going to be worth it when it comes to housing that I'm going to have to pay while I'm on contract? Is it gonna be worth me having to possibly ship my car or rent a car? Is it gonna be worth all these extra expenses that I'm going to have to shell out by taking this contract? So it's not just, oh my gosh, I'm getting paid, a lot of money. It's, will this money or this contract, will it go that far? So one of the biggest things I will say before you start traveling is to make sure that you have at least 2 to 3 months of savings set up for yourself. Because contracts are great. When the money is flowing, it's flowing. However, your contract can get canceled at any time. It can get canceled. And you never want to be in a position where you're out of money or you're in a different city, different state, and you have limited funds. So you want to make sure that you have a savings that you can access. So in the off chance that your contract gets canceled, it gets pulled, you have resources that you can get. So I just got a couple of gems, okay, before I round this up. My first gem would be, when you decide that you want to be a travel nurse, go ahead and get your California license. Go ahead and get it. I feel like California is like the haven for nurses because they have ratios, the pay is great, the weather is great.
Holy guacamole!
But it takes a while to get your license. So once you decided, hey, I want to go to Cali, just go ahead and get it. And that way, while it's processing, you can get a contract for the time being. And when your California license is in, you can go to Cali. Another gem would be join Facebook groups. Now there's like tons of Facebook groups for med-surg travel contracts by state, travel contracts by a certain amount of money, like high-paying travel contracts, local travel contracts. So yeah, there's different ways in which you can hear about contracts, and it's also word of mouth too. So it's important that you don't pigeonhole yourself to just one agency. There's tons of agencies out there. Do your research and find the best contract for you. So with that being said, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have further questions, go ahead and comment below. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.